let's see if I haven't touched this pod in a while either. And to kind of get into it again. We got the PCG Forest, which is that big volume, world actor, player start, exclusive zone, the that thing. That is the paint mask painter, right? So that only works once I redraw my path, right? Let's try that out, by the way. We can get it to work. Where is it? Nice point, that point. So what should and should not happen, this has been a while, for example, is that the path should move, the forest on top of this path should disappear and appear where the path no longer is, but the red line should still remain the same. Break. And what I want to do is go to this path mask painter. I should, first of all, I believe, draw the mask, then create a static object or static texture. Let's see, the next step will be, let's open this thing. Do it this way. And render targets. I do have a new one. So if I do that, there we go. All right, so it is working. Perfect. This one is kind of useless right now. Or I could save it. No, let's just delete it for now. Why is it asking to do that? Is it still trying to reference? Why is it still referencing? I've just swapped it out. All right, so let's do T path mask 1 instead. To replace this, replace and replace, delete asset. Yes. Yes. Is that a mistake? No. Let's clean up further, see if I need to. Yes, I did. There we go. And then let's get render targets. I don't like that. It's a 1 at the end, so I'm just going to remove that. Perfect. Right. I think that is as far as I've gotten so far. So let's just play a bit. See, where are we? Play a start. I'm in the middle. Okay, sure. How do you like that? Stream. Everything's fine. Task manager is in the middle, so it should be fine. Stream itself looks fine. I do look like a fool, but that is nothing new. In this part, and let's check. YouTube seems to be fine. Twitch, yep, we are all fine. So the goal now. Oh, I don't have music on. I have music on. I mean, stream should have music, but I can't hear music. There we go. Let's see. I want to do. Do I want to experiment with the landscape spline? I think I should. Let's grab this tutorial. Let's do it like that. Nothing on stream, right? You guys can't hear that part, right? I've never been this insecure in my life. How about first, let's turn that off. Turn this on. And temporarily just turn off the music. And it's all silence. Yes, that's what I wanted. Back to it. Big thing that worries me is that for some reason my Twitch chat or YouTube chat is out of sync or not even responding correctly. So hopefully I'm not missing any messages, or I don't know. Who wants to message me right now? Doing boring stuff. But I do get updates from my own stuff, so I should be fine. All right, let's do that. Should I be creating a separate scene for this? No. The upside of doing it in the same scene is that I will see whether or not the PCG for the forest will update based on the landscape spline. I don't think I will. So on my side, I'm gonna turn down the music again. And we're gonna listen to this guy. Oh, this is this one. That's the wrong one. Is it? Yes. This one's meant to have my current path spline deform the landscape. That's not what I want. How about this? I think this is the one. Sure. Let's see if that is better. Yeah, this is the one. So how about we do this? God dang, how is it I did this again? I think it's like this. Let's do that. Are we in? Oh, we got some ads. It's not showing up. Of course it's not showing up. Let's see if we can fix that part too. Let's begin. Should be running. Why isn't it running? Is it this part? Nope, it's that part. That is running, right? Because I'm pretty sure I saw a message in Twitch chat. Yes, it did. So what's going on? This part? On half of the PCG. And I need the landscape patch plugin. Hopefully, I am slightly concerned. It is, as far as I understood, a experimental plugin. So we'll see if it works for us. So let's go to plugins. And search for patch. Oh, it's no longer experimental. All right, nice. That's nice. So I do need to restart, of course. Let's just do that. And save. It's nice when people do really proper tutorials. You get the chance to just kind of go with the flow rather than anything else. Ghost, how you doing? Been a while. What's happening? I am currently looking at, well, actually, I'm battling my new setup, so hopefully everything's fine. Who knows? I'm probably talking to everyone. It's been silent. Actually, I should check that. That's kind of scared myself. Like, I've been talking to no one for a while. There we go. Okay, let's just check. Plugins. Patch. Is it... You can hear me? Oh, awesome. You've been working on models for your store. Have we talked about your store before? I mean, it's been like 60 days since last time I streamed. It might even be longer since last time you and I had a chat. What's going on? Keep me up. Keep me in the loop. Last time, I think, vague memories we were talking about. Was it you and me who talked about a game where you were making a... First of all, spring, summer, changed, day and night, everything changed, right? You're working on a 3D printing store. Awesome. Dude, that's really cool. So far you've gotten, what's your best seller so far? Yeah, landscape patch is working. Awesome. Let's see. Next step, we're most likely blueprint class. Oh, I need to create. Okay. So I need to add my land class, landscape. Is that what they call landscape class patch to a blueprint? That makes sense, because that is what we're then. We're going to find that in the scene and scatter it, or well, we'll see. So let's go to blueprints. Recreate. Oh, create blueprint class. Did he just make an actor? I do believe just made an actor, which makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. So let's go with an actor. We're going to call it blueprint landscape. There we go. And in this, let's do this. I'm pretty sure he didn't add that as the default scene route, right? Right. All makes sense. I just got the store up running this day. I started making my stuff like organizers, nice, for the wall and desk. I'd be making signs and souvenir. It says litho. Assuming little boxes, right? Cool. That's really awesome. Been looking at personally how to kind of... What's a litho box? I don't think... A souvenir litho box. I don't think I know what a litho box is. If that is how you pronounce it. What's a litho box? I'm curious. It's a litho box. Oh. Oh, wait. This is cool if it's the same thing. To take image, any image you want, and I print it in white. When the light shines through it, it shows the image. Yeah, okay, so that is what I'm seeing here when I'm Google it. Dude, those are really cool. Some of these are absolutely fantastic. Although I'm also kind of assuming they're fake in some way because some of them are from Etsy. So I don't know how the quality of them. Dude, this is really cool. And you do this on like some order from you, or do you have any idea, like a default 3 or 4 images that you kind of print yourself and just put it up there? Hopefully someone buys them. That works. It's really cool. Dude, I love this. All right. You take pictures in Colorado. Okay. And you make boxes. Let's see you on the heavens, dude. Colorado is a really nice place for these type of things. Unless could the scene become too detailed, that it kind of becomes muddled when you look at it. Maybe not, because I'm looking at a few of these things and they're really detailed. Otherwise, I'm thinking like a large landscape. I mean, Colorado do have a lot of nice mountains, right? The landscape in that place is really amazing. I think my first week or two in the US was in Colorado, Denver, Colorado. We're up in this. For some reason, my first impression of the US was I was living in a gated community for like 2 weeks. It's kind of fun. They had a golf course and everything. You'll have you Etsy up next week. You want to do one store at a time? Makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, it's better to do one at a time, make it proper from the start. You just build up slowly. I think since I started this channel, like both on YouTube and Twitch, I think that is the biggest lesson I've taken with me, is that it's better to, this is not absolute, so results may vary depending on who you are and where you're from, but or luck, many reasons why it could change. But for me, it was just, I'd rather, in the end, I should have started one thing, made that thing really good, really like the best of my abilities, at least at that time, then slowly build up on other things, because I almost burned myself out personally. In CO, I got beautiful pictures of the Rockies. Yeah, that's the name of it, the Rockies. Dude, I love some of the pictures from the Rockies. And you want to get into streaming and you have a dual rig. Oh, awesome. Have you solved the audio difficulties yet? Because that has been my biggest, like what I've been struggling with the most. Mostly because of my own decision to not. So, okay. So here's the short, but, well, intermediate short story. I got everything working more or less perfectly until I got to audio. And I decided, hey, I'm not going to do the exact same thing that people on tutorials or on YouTube with their tutorials tell me to do, which is fairly simple. Just plug in your PC to a capture card, transfer the audio and video to your streaming PC, and you should more or less, with a few tweaks, be done. That's kind of the simplest way to do it. However, that means that all the music you're playing is either going to have to come straight from the streaming PC, or you're going to have it on the gaming PC, which is what I want, because that is where my streaming deck is. Okay, so that's another thing. That adds another difficulty, because I don't want to play copyrighted music to YouTube, and I don't have access to what I would say is my type of music that is either paid for or non-copyright free. It's free, more or less. All right, so what can I then do? Well, in this case, just for the stream, I'm playing a non-copyright music. Like, I don't have to worry about it. Although it's been in the past, I unfortunately been copyright struck on this type of list before, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, so you can kind of see the problem. I can't kind of turn off the music to YouTube unless I plug a 3.5 mil cable from my, let's see, how is it? I think it's from my gaming PC to my streaming PC, and then in Wavelink, which is really good software, highly recommend, and it's free now. It's an Elgato thing, really good. Then it just really complicates things. Then I have to create a separate mixer channel purely for the music, then that through a 3.5 mil rather than the HDMI cable into the streaming PC. In the streaming PC, I need to tell it, hey, there's another audio input, use that. Then in OBS, I can create another aux mix channel and tell it not to send to the second audio channel. It starts to get really complicated, I know. And in the multi-stream software, which is Item, really good also, I then have to tell it, hey, use this specific audio channel, which is number 2, because that doesn't use music. And that's how I send it to YouTube. A lot of fun, many cables bought, and I spent way too much money on it to get it fixed. There's probably an easy way to do it. I'm me. I do things way more complicated than they need to be. So I don't know. That's the long story short. Hopefully it will work now. You haven't bought it, set it up yet. Okay, fair enough. Figured it's going to be a fun setup. Hooked it up, but I have no actually tested. There you go. Yeah, this is my first like proper stream with the setup. So far, without like a few kinks in the beginning, but that was mostly because I moved my streamer bot to the stream PC. I just made a copy paste thing. Had to reroute a few things, but now it should be working. And other than that, I think so far, I'm happy. We'll see what the VOD says. And I'm most likely going to get a copy strike because I did play some music earlier. So we'll see. It happens. But cool, dude. I'd really look forward to listening or hearing from you when you set up your Etsy account. See what you got. Kind of curious. For now, though, I need to get into this again. So let's see what he wants me to do now that we... I haven't added that yet. Oh, of course. Landscape. Is it a texture patch? Yes, it is. So hopefully with this, I can deform the terrain using spline. Really want that, because what I'm lacking right now, first of all, it's all flat, right? I could use a high texture, of course. That is very likely going to be the case in the future. But for now, what I want is to first of all create like a boundary around the playable area, so that as a player you can't just walk out. There's more reasons than that for creating this, but that is going to be the first test case. Eventually, I do want to deform the patch itself. So you can see I'm already created this mask for my texture, which is really, I'm kind of proud of this one, because if you look in the mask material, what I've done, I've created this mask down here and sending that into a lerp. So meaning I have a black and white mask that allows me to blend between two colors or textures or multiple textures. So if in the future, I'll have snow texture and then a road patch texture, which is represented by the red. So eventually I'll go into Megascans, or now it's called Fab, find some cool assets to kind of just place down. I've also deformed the edges using a texture or a noise texture, which is why it has these details. That is probably one of the most interesting things I've learned from the past like a year or so. And it's not really that hard. What it is that you take the UVs, which you do need UVs, and the landscape chords node gives you that. In this case, I had to divide, but that's not part of what I'm trying to explain now, but that is something. So you pass that into this divide node. You have that then passed into the noise texture. I do believe I'm saying the right things. And I'm not sure. Yes, no, I'm pretty sure I'm correct right here. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of moving the UV coordinates slightly to the left and right using this texture, because you do have black and white values in this texture. So you can kind of tell it, hey, this pixel on top of that landscape pixel, move it this much based on that 0 to 1 value you'll get from this texture. And you can't see the text because you do can. It's right there, only mask. And that is then patched into this, which is the mask itself. And then I'm using a height lerp, which means that it takes a gradient on the side of your mask. And again, this time you're not moving the UVs, or yeah, exactly. You're not moving the UVs, but you're telling it to check between the white and the black, which is the gradient. And then you're kind of hiding every now and then that based on another, you can see it right there, based on another noise texture. I feel like I'm not explaining this properly, but that is the main reason you'll get these noise details. Because previously what it was earlier was you would see these steps, which felt really procedural and really computer steps. You can kind of see them right here. You kind of see the steps. So we'll see. I'll hide a lot of these kind of procedural feelings, like computer noise textures, a lot more using more textures, and there will be, I'll also scatter more rocks and things like that. So that is the main idea. We're still in early development though. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think so. At least I'm proud of myself for creating these things based on a lot of stuff you find online. You just patch things together based on what you want to need. So we'll see. The thing is, though, this is kind of my territory. I've done similar stuff before. Eventually, though, I'm going to have to build the cabins that are meant to be here. I am really not feeling that I'll do that justice. So we'll see. That's going to be a tough learning curve. All right. Let's make something happen. You know, do I need to enlarge this somehow? Because I can't see. Oh, there you go. Need to pick it. There you go. All right, that's true. Right. I'm not gonna be able to make that. So he's asking me to, first of all, I need to compile. And in, where was it? White patch. Yeah, here you go. So please mention that in source mode, we're gonna use a texture. I don't have a proper texture for what I'm going for. I'm not even sure what that will be. Because if it's... Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll do that. That. Can I do this? I can do that. All right. Okay, so what I'm looking for right now is you're going to have a square texture. What I want to create is something that follows the spline, right? That kind of just elevates if you look it from the side or if you make a cut. So this will be the top. These will be the sides, right? Of the path. Now I can't make... If I make a circle, then this type of detail will be more or less what I want, but it will be kind of patchy because unless I increase the number of scattered patches along this spline, you'll see that every now and then I will have this open kind of, I'm not sure what to call it, but you'll see that it will be like a kind of like dots going along this way. So either I increase the number of patches, which will, of course will also increase the number of times, amount of computation, so that could be an issue. I could try to make it something like kind of, I'm not sure how to explain it, either like this or going across the entire thing. The downside with that is if you have a spline, do that, I will have things going like this. Hard to tell what's going on right now, but you can kind of tell it's almost like you put stick along the path. They're not going to follow the path perfectly because they're not going to bend and deform. The texture will not look like that. It will be straight, right? So you can kind of tell if you just move this around. So that's going to be an issue. So I'm not sure how to fix that. Alternatively, I might have to rely on the landscape spline. Might in the end be what we're going for now that I actually kind of given it some extra thoughts. Mm. Right, so let's just go through this tutorial. There are still some great stuff I can learn. Probably some tools I can have like lying around in the project. So let's finish off that part at least. And if you're curious to what the tutorial I'm looking at, I've pinned it in Twitch chat. I don't think I can do it on YouTube because for some reason it doesn't allow me to sign in. And apparently I need to sign in for it to work. Sorry about that, YouTube. Maybe I can do it this way. Maybe I can do it this way. What if I do it this way? Yeah, there we go. All right. So in the YouTube chat, hopefully you can click on it. Link stuff might be an issue. It usually is during streams. Hopefully, if you're interested, that is a great tutorial concerning this kind of adapt using PCG and landscape patches to deform your terrain. But yeah, hopefully that works for you. I'm going to finish off this tutorial. That's the thing. Yeah, I don't have a texture for this. All right, we're just gonna try something. Do I not have that installed? Please tell me I have that installed. Yeah, it was so long I used this software. I'm just gonna make a texture. Let's give it 10-15 minutes. We can make some really quick, simple stuff. All right, so can I turn this off, please? Next. I want that. Let's do a new graph. We're gonna do a metallic roughness. Yeah, I think we can do that. New package. Yep, let's go. Oh, it's been so long. I can't remember. There you go. I can't remember how to navigate. Let's do a shape. Let's just make that a paraboloid. Let's make it slightly smaller. The thing is, we're not going to use these, that. We're only going to use height, so we can delete that. Delete this, point that in. So, save. Let's go to this folder. This would be in... Shouldn't be in content. I don't want that. I want it in source. Yes, I do want it in source. No. God dang it. Source assets. That's the one I want. Because that is the folder I am currently duplicating onto Google Drive. Go to textures. What should we call it? Should we just call it shapes? Let's add it to terrain height maps. That's fine. Call height and how do you spell paraboloid again? Lloyd? Is that how you spell it? Probably. So say that. Please tell me I spelled that correctly. And let's just rename this guy. Height. Should we do? No, let's do height. Again, paraboloid. Do that. Let's save. Go to export. You know what? You can just see this. Source of textures height. Yes. Arga PNG. What have I been using so far? Well, you didn't need to see that part. I've been using PNGs. Is that true? apparently. Apparently it is. So let's go with a PNG. And we're going to make it a T as a prefix, which means this is going to be called height paraboloid height. Don't like that. Let's save that. The reason why it's called height is because this guy needs to be renamed. So we're going to do label H. So hopefully, go back to export now. It's now called still height because I made a mistake of this one should be H, this one should be height. Now we should be fine. There we go. So this will be a suffix or sorry, prefix of T. It's going to be called height paraboloid and then a suffix of H. Perfect. And it needs to be a raw format. Could be linear. I'm pretty sure it should be raw. Let's do an export for now. And honestly, let's actually do a new export, but make it a lot smaller. Nope, actually, we'll do that in our reel. Give me 2K. Let's export that. There we go. So back in our reel. Landscape. Do I have textures? I do have textures. Do I have any height? I do not. Well, the height. In here, import to current. Source assets, textures, rain. There we go. And I need to check one thing. Yes. So here's a tip, by the way. A good tip. So if you're working with others, and let's say you upload to a specific named folder on like Google Drive or Perforce, an issue that could happen is that local parts of the path to assets will be uploaded to your to the next person. So in this case, everyone who downloads this change will get all of my local path, like unique paths. What you could do, you could add everything that is unique to this location, which is called data source folders in your editor preferences. So once you do that, as long as everyone after that kind of uses the same, more or less the same, everyone just kind of looks at that source asset, that needs to be the same for everyone. Everything else unique will be unique to your computer, and Unreal will automatically add that to others. So they will only see the shared path, if that makes sense. Shivak. God damn, is that Shivak? Yeah, let's go with that. How you doing? Welcome in. How you been? What's going on, by the way? Anything new? It's been a while. I just threw everything on you right there. I'm glad you're here. Haven't been able to talk to someone like this, like on stream for a while, so I'm just kind of throwing everything out there. Why did I do this? Because I needed this. I do believe source mode should be texture asset. Height. Yes, yes, no. What was it he did? Let's see. Right. So far, so good. We're going to try this in a second. I just kind of need to see what he's doing. Okay. He changed something. I missed it. Like that. Oh, it's that part. Well, let's do this. 0.5. Where should be able to change that? All right. So let's add this. Landscape blueprints. Landscape patch. Ooh, drag and drop patch lay in the list to choose where in the edit laid stack is inserted. Oh, god dang. I mean, it should be this one, right? Right? Will this be an issue later, further? Oh, something like that. It should be this. It's not layer. Can't even choose it. No, it needs to be this. There we go. So the idea is if I do this, all right, something is happening like that. Let's see if we can make it look more like the texture. Let's do this, that, and it should be, where are you? So this one. Well, something's happening. Kind of hard to see, I'm assuming, for stream. Okay, that's better. Let's do that. I'm just gonna make that 200. That is really promising. All right. Hopefully everyone can kind of see what I'm going for right now, at least if you've heard what I'm talking about, like this path right here. The idea is to kind of spread these out along that path. The question is, how will I do? What shape to use? That is the problem. I am starting to see the limitation of this system. Can I adjust the size? Kind of. Yeah, I can. And that also makes a limitation because now I'm working with a little fewer, less resolution on the height map. Huh. But this is interesting. Now imagine this kind of scattered. This is a different thing I want to do with these landscape patches. Imagine these being scattered all over this kind of brain. I think that could be used. Can I do this though? No. Do I need to do this? Pretty sure this could help, but I'm forced to. Is it this one? Which one is it? Is it this one? Do I need to do this? No, so it doesn't adapt. Why isn't it adapting? Pretty sure there's a way to do that. I think I'm seeing it. See if that comes up during this tutorial. Okay, so now it's creating the graph. All right. Right, I need a tag that makes sense. And I already have a spline, so I should probably just use that. What else? Sure. This is regular stuff, just how to create the spline for PCG. And how to resample it. Yeah, makes sense. Done all of that. Now, what's the difference, though? Did he use the spawn actor? Yeah. Right. You can adjust them one by one. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so once you've scattered all the patches on your spline, you can then select each or one of them by themselves and kind of adjust that. Because I'm assuming it will be available to you in the outliner, which is actually kind of cool. I'm not sure if I need that, but it is kind of cool because I can't really tell. I've seen something similar for like a spline procedural tool before, unless you do some extra logic to it. You can, of course, you can use the regular transform, But that would be adapting to, that would be affecting all the splines unless you procedurally exclude or kind of pick out an index for your spline, for your points. So I'm just kind of going through this because I'm realizing this is not what I'm after, like fully. I am realizing how to kind of scatter. Maybe we should do that. Because if I go to, which one are you? So many of them. It should be this one. So this is the landscape data, right? We are adapting various sizes. This is spline data, which is the path spline. That is the spline that kind of removes trees and kind of creates that reddish color, or at least that is what we then are projecting. That shape is then projected down to a render target, which is then created to create a red, this red path. So they're related but not the same. Okay, so what I could do, I need to create a new spline sampler. Because this one is every 200 units, which is roughly, or exactly 2 meter, at least in unreal units. That's the conversion. Yeah, I probably should create. All right, that's what I wanted to do. So that has nothing to do with the spline. Sorry. What I want to do. Let's get the data out. What is the point of this one? Can't remember. Let's just assume that it's needed. Let's do that. Do sampler. I'm assuming surface sampler. Maybe I should go from this part. That is probably the best move. All right, let's do that. Let's do that instead. I don't need this part. So now that I've done that, what did I do that before? Speed doesn't matter. Points per square meter. I'm assuming I don't need that many. Let's do 0.05. And I believe it's Control Shift D. No, it's Control Alt D. There we go. So now I can see these points. That's nice. I should also exclude points from the road, which we can do quite easily. Same as with this one. I believe, what are you? You're the exclusion zone, that's fair. Projection, so this part is the spline, and that goes into that. Let's borrow that part. I do, okay, is it shift? It's shift, all right. It's a quick way to kind of move connections between two nodes. You can either hold down control and move it out, then you can completely disconnect it. You also see I have it connected to my mouse, and I can just connect it to a new one. But I can make a copy of that connection by holding that shift instead, and then move it out. So you can see still connected to the first node, but now I have an option to add that connection to another node or search for a new node. So that's a quick way to kind of get that connection going. I know I use connection a lot there, but that's what it is. If I do this, now you can see if I, if I view or call debug, I think that's the official term, debug this node, which is Control again, Control Alt D, see that blue dot. Then you can now see that those points are no longer on my road. Nice. This might be too many though. Oh, what's the name of that node? It's prune, so I need to prune this. I'm just gonna borrow that one. Move this in there. Can I do that? I can, but that happened. There we go. So now we should have something else. Not sure if that did anything. How about this? If I do that, I'm gonna select this one. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Radius similarity factor. What if I increase that to 1? Nothing. Okay. I go down. Nothing. Small to large. All equals. Okay, so something is happening. Is it just moving around the... I might need these. The self-pruning, what is it that you do again? Or rather, how do you prune? All right, so there's another way to do this. I'm gonna keep this for now. I'm just gonna kind of disable it. How about we try density instead? Density noise. Right, so now you can see it should be slightly different. Oh wait, maybe that is the thing, because I'm noticing as soon as I'm kind of clicking the preview viewport, maybe that is a thing. What if I do that? It does something, but not even close to what I want. Yep, that's not even close. All right. I mean, I could probably kind of adjust the extent, which is kind of the size of each cube. That could probably work, but I do prefer kind of doing it this way instead. So let's do that, and let's do a filter, density filter. Do this one. So now you can see a few of them are moved away or removed. That's also not really what I want. Well, maybe it is. Actually, let's just do this quickly. Are you the trees? I'm assuming this is trees, so I'm just gonna find that. Nice rocks. There we go. So a few of these are way too close. So I kind of want them to either merge or delete so that the distance between each of these points are more uniform. Not like super uniform, but at least a lot more than it is right now. So that's why I was kind of hoping the prune would work. What if we do that? That might have been better. Resolution 32. Oh, that's not the right one. This is the right one. Extents. Yeah, and it is going for the extent. Do I want to try something else? Wait, do I want to try density? That did nothing. Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course it doesn't do anything. I can't. There we go. All right. How about that? And if you do this, nothing. What is this? A similar factor to consider 2 points equal. The point extent squad length is 10 and factories would fall all points between 7. Okay. Okay. Just double checking I actually understand what self-pruning is doing. All right. I think I am realizing my mistake and why things aren't going the way I expect them to. Actually, kind of close this down, and just in case something crashes. Yeah, has happened. So what we want to do, I'm assuming, is to add a transform. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. Oh, it should be transform points, right? There you go. What attributes? Absolute offset. I think what I want is... let's grab this. Move you out. So I do want to move this around a bit, I guess. Minimum rotation, I guess 0. Maximum should do 360. No, that shouldn't be in this one. It should be in this one, right? Yeah. Well, if I do that, nothing. All right, fair enough. Scale. Let's do 0.8. 1.2. Offset minimum, let's do 0. Or actually, you know what? Let's do negative 200. And 200. Let's do this roughly the same with this one. Should we do up and down too? For now, no. With that, if I then connect this into the self-pruning, this one, and do this. I'm still not really doing what I'm expecting it to. Oh, could be this one, large to small. Yeah, okay, so some of them disappeared. So, based on that, I guess the solution is to lower the number even further. What? Let's do that. But also, I'm going to increase these a bit. Using the, okay, let's go with this one. Extend something, all right? So my logic is this: rather than telling it to create bigger points or add more scale, we'll add a uniform scale first, and then we tell it to have variation on that, rather than, hey, let's go between 48 and 55. No, let's keep the transform scale within reason or normalized. Well, it's not really closer to 1. I think that could make things easier for us. So let's start by viewing this one, which is like nothing. What? 10, 10, 10. That's something. I'm assuming we are looking at something representing centimeters. So how about 300, 300, 300. All right. So if I then go over here, we'll get that. If I then go to self-pruning, we get this, which is a step forward. does this still work? It does. All right, perfect. We're getting there, slowly but surely. So what else? So let's try and make something that kind of encompass the mounds that I'm trying to make. Should they be... I might have to make 2 different versions. One for large mounds, which should be few, and one for smaller mounds. Let's see if it even move, if we even can get it to work first. I think that's probably the best start. Hey, how you doing? Trying to remember that name. Hey, is that Muhammad? Or is that someone else? You know, remembering all these shortening of names, quite a lot of them. I think I know. That's Muhammad, isn't it? How you doing? Is it though? No, I'm unsure. God damn. It's probably the least Mr. Human Limits. Oh, how you doing? Sorry, I got the wrong one. How are you? What you've been up to? So let's see. You good? Awesome. I'm glad. Let's just try this. Let's just, you know what? Let's just experiment with it a bit. Let's add spawn. Right. Why are you screaming error? You're complaining because... Oh, okay. It needs an actor. That's fair. Can you do this? Can you do landscape? You can. Let's see. You got a game called Mayo. 100%. I made a few games. Made a full game in a week. I got my first donut. Dude, amazing. I'm so glad for you. That's a big deal. And you expanded your blender skills. Dude, you're on a roll. Holy shit. That's some, like, I think the last time you and me spoke or in chat, it was kind of like 60 plus days ago. So if you've done all of that in 60 days, dude, it's amazing. Well done. Oh, whoa. Sorry. Sorry. Are we fine? Oh, ooh, ooh. No. What's going on? This is not what I expected. This is not what I expected. Let me stop that. I mean, it's kind of a happy accident. No? Yes? No? Really? This is terrible. You like to keep yourself busy. I feel that. And it's alive. Yes. Oh, it's still calculating. Oh my. Oh my. 17,000. I think we might have killed it, dude. Please don't go with 26. Why are you still going up? Why are you still going up? I don't want that. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. Cancel. Why are you still going up? That makes no sense. Oh my. Oh shit. It's like... So. Didn't go expect. Not really. No, do it. Don't worry about me. All right. So why is this the way it is? I can kind of just tell you quite easily. I'm assuming it has something to do with the scale, my guess. Where's my attributes? Excuse me? Are you back again? Stop. Cancel execution. Holy shit. Cancel. All right, so where am I? Are you starting again? No. God damn it. Why is it doing that? So, why is it that I'm not seeing the information? I don't like when it does this. Just like no available data. Yeah, I can tell. Why is that though? There should be data. Or is it because of this thing? Now that is gone. Oh, wait. I feel like I've done a terrible mistake. That's what it feels like. All right, so first of all, let's grab this thing. Don't need you anymore. Thank you for your service. Right. Can I get my forest back at least? How about that? Okay, so something's good is going on. So what are these folders? And what should I do with you? What are you and what should I do with you? What does Google say? PCG. Yeah, what is this? There we go. What is what? Okay, so I can do that. That's a new tool. Kind of nice. Delete. What's that? So I do not like these folders. Can I just delete them? Yeah, apparently I can. Let's see if we can do this again. This guy, I need you to be disabled. All of these. So I get this. Then I want to go back to this part. Figure out why is it. I don't see it. What's going on? None of these are showing up. I don't like that. What's the exclusion zone? Wait, what? Oh, right, that's that part. Okay, cool. All of these are from some like kind of from the subgraph. How about this? Now they're back. What is going on? Okay, I have no idea. It's back. That's all I need. Wait. All right, that's the exclusion zone. That also needs to be excluded. That's true. Do we want a copy of this part? This. More than one. I don't need that. There we go. No, it's still in the exclusion zone. Why? Well, are there any difference between these? Because apparently this one works. This one doesn't. Why? Right, I know what it is. It's always the same. There we go. How about this? Transform point. Let's not move. Did he use? I don't think he used any transforms from this guy. All right. Another experiment. Let's move this thing straight into this part. Lit that part. Save. Then we're down to this. Okay. Can I make this larger? Perhaps not. Let's try this one more time. Save first. And you started straight away. I'm not particularly a fan of how many times this guy's just spitting out these things. Why though? I mean, I have to be doing something really bad. Again, I just turned you off. I'm assuming my experiment isn't working the way I was hoping. Darn, that's not fun. So what else? What else is an option? So if I can't get these... I mean, either way, they weren't really mixing together well enough, so that doesn't matter. I guess the only option I have left then when it comes to height detail, at least simplest option, is to find something like in a world map and download it. I've tried that before. It kind of worked. Do I have that level still? First of all, let's just move these. Save again. I can see if I can find... Yeah, I think it's this one. Yeah, you can see I've just downloaded a texture online. 11 minutes? Ooh, dude. Well, now you got something to improve on, right? Well done, by the way. Oh, I mean, I could use this part. This could be interesting. Wait, is this the same? No, it's not the same. What if I select that? Got this hard to select. All right, so it is kind of working. So it is, I mean, it is using the same system, so it should be working the same. So what if we then do this? This guy, draw path math, create static mesh. In render target, I should now have a second one. Let's call it something else. Call it sample terrain. Names are getting long. And we're also going to make this a copy for now. Actually, just call it sample terrain. I'm gonna grab this, add it to this guy, and launch this. That's not what I wanted. Render targets, this, that. And it's not gonna work because I need to make sure terrain resolution and the value in the material editor or material instance is the same. Let's go to landscape, select, manage, new, no resize. Yeah, all right, so we need 1009, 1009. The Latimus, thank you for the follow. Awesome. And this one. So this one needs to be 10:09. Now, so hopefully, I've done everything correctly. There you go. Yeah, it's working. This guy. So we're going to cut a loss, delete this entire part. And we're going to reinstate these two. Save. There we go. Where's my play start? You have world petition. Why are you grown zoned out? All right, that's because I'm in this part. There we go. Play start. You're over there. Let's do it. Get in here. All right. I mean, this part is way too splotchy. Actually, it's not that bad, is it? It has definitely removed that artificial or procedural look to it. All right. I think I can work with this. So the goal is still the same. I need... You're not on the floor. You're not on the floor. You know what I should do? I have an experiment I want to do. Are you a blueprint? You are a blueprint. So let's go into this. Do I have any dumb blueprint on this one? I do not. Perfect. So I want to do is this. Let's go to top view. Without clicking on everything else on my computer, we're going to add a landscape. I can spell like so. Let's also, should I make, no, I should not make the cube the main route or the default route, because if I do, I can't adjust things. I need it to be, okay, perfect. The landscape patch, can I change the scale on you? Don't know if I'm doing anything. Oh, I was. It's just hella large. Let's see. You've discovered you love Metroidvania's form playing Silk Song and now finished Silk Song. Awesome. All Night and Mayo. And Mayo 9 souls is out of my budget. But if you know any other Metroidvania, please tell me. Ooh, Metroidvanias. Yeah, well, you should. If you haven't, you should play the original Metroid. That's the OG Metroidvania, right? Was it for the SNES, the Super Nintendo? That was the original one. You should, absolutely. Other than that, you have, oh, if you can get a hold of it, it's the, what's the name of it? Was it Castlevania 3D or something like that? Which is a Castlevania game that came out for the PlayStation 1. Oh, you should definitely try it. I mean, it is going to be a different experience, right? Because things have gone, like, it just progressed. I'm assuming you'll likely find it kind of slow compared to Silk Song and Hollow Knight. But it is like the OG of Metroidvania games, so I would highly recommend, purely based on like a game dev like experience. Castlevania, PlayStation 1. Let's just try Alucard. I know he's a playable character. Yeah, Symphony of the Night, of course, that's the name of it. I highly recommend that one too. I think that is the first, like, I might be wrong, but the first 3D version of Castlevania. I might be very wrong on that one. I do believe that is true. So those, yeah, I'd say you probably have a decent amount of playing game time on those two alone. Especially since old games were kind of notorious for being, what's the name of it? You just didn't hold your hand. I kind of had to figure it out. Unless, of course, now you have the internet, you can go through all of that, but try it without the internet, see if that does anything. Let's do this. Picture. Let's make you 5. I'm just gonna try 100. We can do compile, and what has that done for me? Absolutely nothing. Is that because I don't have a texture? Very well be. Do I have any textures I should try? Do I have like a default texture? Is that a filter? See if we can find something. I'm assuming I could pick any of these, to be honest, because it's just gonna fill out the entire thing, right? You know what? Let's just try. Let's just try. We're gonna add that to this one. File and nothing. Is that because I haven't added it to any of these yet? What is A coin green for? AI coin, A coin? Could you add a bit more to context though? I'm not sure I'm following. Why it's green? Yeah. Saw it in my files. Oh, this guy. I have no idea. This is a default Unreal thing. Nothing to do with me. So yeah. If you can figure it out, I'm curious. I have no idea. Do I do this? I think I have to do this. What else? Inspect the layer. Yeah. Did that do anything? Nope, it did not. Does this work? Do I need to do that? Well, I need something. Oh, now I had 2 layers. Awesome. Shoot. Which one is which? You seem to be doing nothing for me. Of this. Let's just find that. Where are you? Right there. Let's copy the location, lead to you. Then we'll move the in. Oh, I think it's working. It is working. Awesome. But we need to adjust a few things. Let's move this out. Let's do this. Let's do that. It might be I need to swap the textures. The textures. Let's see if we could just adjust this a bit. Let's do 200. They went down. Oh, that makes sense. I think that makes sense. What if we do this? I mean, it's far beyond perfect, but you can kind of see it kind of gets the terrain up on the side of the house. Kind of cool. Why is there a blood splatter on the trail on the ground? So, don't worry about it. Questions are not... Well, questions are welcome. That's what we're trying to say. So, this blood splatter is actually just a temporary color to stick out. It is the path for the player to walk on. So, I've created this spline, which I then can render a texture from, which I'll then use as a mask in my main material. No. I went in that direction trying to flip it as it is welcome. I know that may sound very bad. Questions are absolutely welcome. I'm absolutely do want to brag about the small things I do. If you have a question, just throw it at me. So what it is, though, you can see it's kind of like this black and white mask that goes into this transition phase, which is, this is just a bit more complicated lerp. It's kind of like the alpha. Don't we all? Exactly. Instead of, yeah, so I'm just lerping in this part. So everything that is, I believe, white will be red. And everything that is, again, everything's black on my mask will be white. Everything white on my mask will be red. Does that make sense? Sounds convoluted, but it's not that bad once you get into it. So eventually I'll just replace this red one with a path texture and the white one with a snow texture. And in the end, it should look proper. But for now, it's blood. So what I'm trying to do is to get this thing. I think this is bad. You have something that just covers the entire thing. How about this guy? Kinda. It's a kind of successful experiment. I don't know how far this goes. I can go pretty far. The upside with a thing like this, if I can get it to be more precise, is that once I place this house around, maybe randomly, it will automatically add that extra height to kind of accommodate for potentially ending up on the slope, which could be fun. But yeah, all right, sorry, that was a sidetrack. It was not meant to actually do that. Okay. So I think the conclusion for the landscape patches, at least for now, they are interesting, but I need either a lot more time or I'm going to abandon them for now, at least in the context of what I wanted it to be used for. Well, that was to create these bumps along the terrain. I might be able to do that a different way. I could just add a static mesh and blend that with the terrain. That seems to be the best idea so far. So I would have not only rocks, I would also have these small mounds, because I do believe that is how forests, at least here in Sweden, which is the big inspiration. The Scandinavian forest, that is the inspiration. So let's see if we can't find. Let's do pine forest. I believe that is going to be the final look. Okay, image. That looks AI generated, so we're not going to go with that one. This one? Let's hope this is not AI. I'm just going to borrow this for just a minute, so just to kind of give an idea as to where I'm going with this. Let's do that. This be seen on stream. Yeah, I can. All right, so the idea is you see this floor or this ground, and it's a lot more uneven than it is right now. So I need to add these types of things. So that's kind of what I want to go with those landscape things. Just add that extra elevation. Not all where, maybe one over here, one over there, but it seems like it's a kind of tough mix. But I did just use a very simple paraboloid, so that might have been the reason. If I do a gradient out from the brighter colors of the high texture down to the black ones, like do something like this, that might be easier. Or I can adjust the mid values. There are options, but I might just go with just some static meshes. You kind of want to brag about something cool you did, absolutely go for it. And for the game made, in a week. I mean, a cool shader that makes planets. Dude, that's cool. It displays them with some fancy colors and broken line shading too. Awesome. That's really cool. Sounds amazing. Yeah, dude, if you have anything you want to brag about, do it respectfully. That's the only requirement. If you want to brag, respectfully. Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely. So how do we get this? Well, it's on itch. I might not have a look today, but I'll add it to a bookmark. I'll have a look. I'm assuming I can just find it by doing this. I thought. That is a sentence. So I can't brag disrespectfully. I can be disrespectful when I'm not bragging, right? No, I don't think it works like that. Nice try though, but no. Be respectful in all cases. But if you want to brag, you need to remain respectful and doing it in respectful. Does that make sense? Yeah, sorry, dude. Yeah, maybe another time, in another world. I thought I was 100% sure I've already had you somewhere. Follow, didn't I? Have I made that embarrassing mistake of not following you? I haven't been on itch in a long time, so I can't really remember what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. I was in the wrong tab. There we go. All right, there we go. And I have quite a few projects. That's really cool. Is it the Star Scraper? Is that the one you want me to look at? The new game of Star Scraper? Okay. All right. So I'll have you on a tab on the side, and I mean, it's already 10:30 for me. I'm going to end it soon. So I might have a look tomorrow or maybe just before I go to bed. But cool, dude, awesome. And I see you've really been like going. How many games do you have, by the way? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 games? Awesome. I need to step up. I don't have a single one in my name so far. At least not as Everkindle Studios. Right. So how long have I been going? 2.5 hours? Yeah, I think I kind of need to end it here because my throat is kind of itchy, which is a sign that it's giving out. And unfortunately, I need to work tomorrow. Well, unfortunately, it's kind of harsh. I do like my job. So, everyone, thank you all for showing up. The stream works. PC is up and running. I have a dual PC now. So hopefully we'll never experience the things we experienced in the past, which is the Unreal and all the other games making my PC lag a bit. So hopefully that is gone, and hopefully sound, video, and all of that will be of slightly, at least slightly higher quality than it has been in the past. I really want to get back into streaming again. This is a test for now. Hopefully the next time will be on Wednesday, but I'm not going to put on a schedule so far or make any like promises. This is just like an initial maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks of just perhaps, a lot of perhaps. So thank you all. It's been a blast. Hope to see you all again. And take care. All right. If we can do this.